Climate change. We've all turned up tonight because we've made the choice to do something about it. But what if the institutions and the systems that govern our society put barriers in front of us? What happens if those institutions stop us from making the right choices to take action against climate change? Tonight, I want to explore the banking sector, and I want to explore whether or not they're actually fit for purpose for supporting us to make the right choices against climate change. Do we really want banks involved in our choices? A little bit about our banks. The sort of financial elephant in the room is that their history began with stolen wealth. Our banks financed colonisation, massacres, dispossession, maltreatment. Their foundations are from the proceeds of crime. These are organisations that also finance the extractive industry, mining, oil, farming. They've done a lot of harm to country. And banks have profited from this harm. Let's not be in any doubt. Why me? Well, I guess I'm an annoying reformed banker, a bit like a reformed smoker. When I was in banking, I was in the pointy end of banking, derivatives. It's a business all about making money out of choices. Choosing whether to buy or sell gold. Choosing whether to ship oil to Europe or to Asia. Frighteningly, choosing when to turn the power station on and off. Every choice is worth money, and millions of choices are made each day, and banks are clipping the ticket on every one of those choices. So really, do we want banks involved in the choices that we're making on climate action? I'm here tonight because I want to challenge that system. I want to challenge the wrongs of the past, because I, like all of you, have a responsibility about changing the systems that caused harm and injustice. We have a responsibility to put in place a better system that doesn't let that harm happen into the future. I really don't want banks involved when I'm making choices on climate action. So I've talked about banks, and I've talked a little bit about choices, and we're all talking about climate change. So let's get a little grounded. Let's actually literally get grounded. Let's think about this when we buy the farm. Now, we've already heard a lot about what's going on with climate change and its impact. We've heard temperatures are rising. We've heard weather events are becoming more frequent and more extreme. Our droughts are getting longer, our floods are getting worse. We've heard about soil degradation, biodiversity loss, increased fire risk. Fresh water is scarce. And every dust storm, we're saying goodbye to our topsoil as it floats to New Zealand. The climate is challenging, and in that, we want to have a food system. And like the climate, it's becoming increasingly more unstable. So let's go buy the farm. We know what the risk is. Surely we can still get finance and we buy the farm. So let's go to our bank. We talk to the bank manager and he will finance our purchase. He's going to give us $100 and we agree that we're going to pay back $11 each year for the next 10 years. You with me on the maths? Perfect. But hang on, We've already gone through a process about talking about all the challenges faced by farmers. We may not be able to pay that loan back if there's a drought. And if that drought goes for more than 1 year, we might be in serious trouble. What's the choice we have on the loan? None. We can either take the loan that we imported from England 200 years ago and buy the farm, or we don't get offered that loan. So what choice does that loan give the farmer when they've bought the farm? What choice does it give that farmer during a drought? Well, that farmer could drag a half-dead animal across the soil if it wants to pay off the loan. That farmer could cut down another 1 million hectares of vegetation to try and find some fertile soil over the next 5 years. That farmer could head off to the government and try and get some taxpayer relief to pay off the bank for the loan, but extend it with the government. And it won't be a choice, but that farmer is also likely to need mental health services, 10 times more than anybody else. These are not great choices for the farmer. They're not great choices for the farm. And really, they're not very good choices we want to make if we're going to address climate change. We need a better system. But we've seen a lot of innovation go into the technology side, but very limited thinking going into our banking side. What we need is a new idea. So let me share you with one. This is an idea that comes from First Nations people that have managed this land for 65,000 years. People that have managed an uncertain climate for 65,000 years. This idea is Indigenous design finance. It came from blackfellas wanting to buy the farm so they could farm like blackfellas. They wanted to buy the farm so they could farm and care for country. They wanted to buy the farm so they could look after Mother Earth. This work is led by a Ngambri Wiradjuri man, Paul Girawa House. This work we call the Mother Earth Loan. And the Mother Earth Loan gives farmers the choice to care for country. The Mother Earth Loan respects country. The Mother Earth Loan works a bit like this. When the country is plentiful, we pay back the loan. When the country is in stress, Mother Earth needs time to heal, you don't pay back the loan. For a lot of us in this room, this sounds a bit like HECS. And think about it. When the farm is productive, it's got a highly paid job, it's paying back the loan, like you might in HECS. When the farm is under stress, let's consider its productivity having taken leave without pay. It doesn't pay back the loan. All the while, it's letting Mother Earth heal. Unsurprisingly, helping us crunch the numbers on this type of finance, we've got the team from ANU. And working in that team, we've got Bruce Chapman, the man that actually brought HECS in the 90s. So what does the Mother Earth loan look like when we put numbers in? Let's still go to the bank. We're going to take our $100. And the first year, everything goes well. So we pay back our $11. Following year, however, we know a drought's coming. The farmer reduces production. The farmer starts focusing on building more resilience into his operation. With that reduced production, the farmer might only pay back $8 or $9. The following year after that, we are in drought. The farmer cuts production almost entirely. But he's not sitting around. That farmer is caring for country. That farmer's ensuring that the carbon in the soil still stays there. That farmer is tending to the biodiversity that is nurtured on his farm. That farmer is protecting Mother Earth. And we don't need to pay back much of our loan. And because the farmer has protected that country, when the drought breaks, production starts again, we start paying off the loan again. $11. There's always a couple sceptics, and I can understand you. Aren't we just cheating with this Mother Earth loan? Aren't we just pushing it out? And I would say a little bit, but it's not cheating. It's actually putting the power back into country. It's taking it away from the banks and putting it back with the farmer and country to determine when you pay back the loan. And anyway, under a standard loan, we would have deferred it and restructured it and perhaps even paid it off by handing it down to the next generation. So there's no real difference, but the Mother Earth loan allows no harm. But what the Mother Earth loan is, it's an opportunity to bring in finance that addresses the harm we've done in the past. It's a loan that addresses the injustices. It's a loan that gives us a roadmap to bring justice back into our finance sector. It's a loan for the banks to realise it's an opportunity to address their wrongs. So all of us here tonight, we've got a choice. We can continue to accept the product that came from England 200 years ago and continue to do the same old thing, cause the same old harm. Or we can adopt 65,000 years of knowledge and understanding of this country and use the finance designed by First Nations people. Because in the end, the planet is actually banking on us to make the right choice. Thank you very much.